I love these colours. Do you know, I do this walk every day, but I still often just forget to take it in. Who wants coffee? I haven't emptied the dishwasher yet. God, look at what AI says. ChatGPT, look at this. Ash Taylor can refer to two different people, a former professional tennis coach who is now a business coach and author. Oh my God. This video here.
I'm Ash Taylor. This is Ash Taylor Tennis.
My 13th birthday, I'd broken a window playing on the streets with a tennis ball and get a phone call from the tennis club. Can you come to the tennis club? Rocked up to the tennis club, trudged upstairs, get to the bar, and there's, you know, half the committee there and the coach, Peter. And they just hand me this brown envelope. And I'd get quite a lot of these brown envelopes with bills in for windows and stuff like that I've done. So I open it, and inside this brown envelope is not a bill, but a membership card. I found out later on that basically Peter, who was the head coach of the club, had decided that we didn't have enough kids as members of the club. And he had gone to the committee and said, we need to change the way we're running things. So they said no, he said, fine, I'll leave. So they called an extraordinary general meeting, which was basically he stays and juniors join, or he leaves. And he won. He put his job, his livelihood on the line for a kid that he barely knew. That was the moment that I realised that people do things for other people. And I went, well, I'll pay you back. You've got all these young kids that you're now working with. Can I help you? I'll pick balls up, I'll throw for them, and he was, okay. And so that was my first journey into becoming a coach. So I coached with him in the summers. So I remember doing that until I was, 17, 18. And people like that make you realise that you don't have to go through life with your head down, being selfish, but you actually get more out of it when you contribute to something bigger. The one in the middle is the 2017 Corporate Speaking Challenge. And I told the story of, just hitting balls against the wall over and over and over again, and then Peter making me a member of the tennis club, and that, set me on the pathway. And, and that was the inspiration for the book a few years later. Thought about the title, myself and my editor, we really kind of threw that one across because she felt it was quite negative. But I felt hitting the wall was realistic. Everybody goes through life and gets to points in their life where they just go, I can't go any further. This is not the end, but for some people it feels like the end. I do completely appreciate that. I've experienced that. I've stood on a bridge and considered throwing myself off. And that was a wall. But actually what I wanted that to be much more about is what you can do to get under, over, around, through those walls when you come across them. And there's no one answer to that question. Oh look, my beer's here. No, need two hands. Come here. There we are. How are you? You all right? Yeah, good. Good. I've got friends. There's this great saying, isn't there, that winners are not made on the podium. And it's about the work that you do when nobody's looking. And it's really, really easy to forget how far you've come when you're always looking forwards. Because the stuff that we have today are the things we were aspiring to a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. 2013 was a really, really difficult year for me. I knew the business was in trouble. And when I closed the business, I would spend my days walking through treacle, and I would get up, get to the end of the day, and have no idea what I'd done. But I hadn't stopped. So I thought, well, I don't know, there must be something wrong with me. Am I ill? I'll go to the doctors. And I remember him looking at me like you are now. And he said, well, here's the thing, you're suffering from depression. And I literally went, somebody walked into the room. He said, there are a number of ways we can deal with this. I can give you a load of pills, okay? We can do nothing, and nothing will change. Or we can get you a course of therapy. At which point I went, my story's a bit weird, because if we go back a few years to 2001, when I lost my sister, I probably fell into depression then, but covered it through work. So I think I've been suffering from depression or anxiety, and probably because I never dealt with the trauma of my sister's death. Everyone was telling me to go and talk to someone when my sister died. Everyone was saying, you know, are you talking? No, I'm all right, I've got mates, go down to the pub, have a few beers. Is that enough? And so I discovered talking therapies, and it changed my life. That's it. Oh, feel free to kiss. I strongly believe the older I've got and the more I have started to understand the way the brain works and how we function and the conditioning we have as children, and how that plays such a strong part in what our personalities are and our behaviours and our attitudes are, that you can change a lot of those by making small choices. It doesn't have to be big, but in little ways. Come on. I don't think I ever set out to be a coach. I wanted to be an astronaut, but I'm just not bright enough. But unknowingly, Peter set me on this path to give something back, pay it forward. And a lot of the work that I do with leaders, we really try and encourage measuring progress. Keeping a diary, keeping a log of this is what I achieved today. Helping people take responsibility for their decisions and to help them make better decisions. And I think that's really, personally, I think that's really fulfilling. I don't think anybody creates anything or builds anything on their own. Where we live here is, you know, we're really fortunate. And you can get everything you want apart from candlesticks in the village. Because we've got a butcher, we've got a grocer, we've got a baker, and they're all next to each other. You know, the barber's a friend. He does, in the summer, he does Friday night, men's night. Gets pizzas in, and guys come in and just chat. He's a boxer. He's had his own mental health challenges, and he's just opened up his barbers to, well, if you're a guy and you want to talk about stuff, here's a safe space. And I love how people, when you build stuff and take that risk, you start supporting other people around you. It's hard to put into words, but I think you don't need to be tough to have a good life. It's beautiful. I mean, we're sitting here and you've got these leaves dropping and all the colour, and it's peaceful and it's quiet, and I've got these two amazing lunatics next to me here. And it's a bit like a peach, maybe. You know, you've got that stone in the middle that's tough and gnarly and you wouldn't want to eat it, but without the stone, the peach doesn't exist. So one needs the other, but coming here just makes me go, life's all right, you know? Life's like, wow, what a place, what a time to be alive, that I get to have all of this. I think beauty comes from how you paint your life. Come on. This way.